Hello and welcome back to New Hampshire's #1 sports podcast, where one of the hosts on every vacation he goes on will recover from a hangover by finding the closest bowling alley, noting when it opens, usually about 11:30. He'll go have a nice big breakfast, and then he'll go work through his hangover with a pitcher of flat, warm bowling alley beer and roll some frames to get himself back on the right track. It is the Never Words podcast. I'm your host, Tom Brown, joined as always by my brother and Pete Weber enthusiast, Tim Brown.
I mean, I don't think there's a better way to beat a hangover. You know, you got a nice heavy breakfast sitting in there, and then you just crush pins.
Yeah.
For probably about 2 hours, you're going through 3 to 4 pitchers. And like you said, it's flat, it's warm.
And
At the
depending on
end of every pitcher, it's not even enjoyable.
No, you're just doing it because you paid for it at this
You
point.
paid for yeah.
When we did it in Charleston,
Oh
they
man, that was
did
sweaty. They didn't have AC.
They didn't have AC, and talk about beer getting warm and flat quickly. That's brutal.
Probably the hottest I've ever bowled in, to be honest. Usually bowling alleys are air conditioned.
Yeah. So surprisingly enough, we've been to that bowling alley twice, 2 separate occasions.
That's not that surprising to me.
That we've been to a bowling alley in South Carolina twice, more than we've been to a bowling alley together in the state of New Hampshire where we live.
Yeah, you don't like to bowl anymore. I mean,
I've never been invited bowling while we've lived in this state by you.
Well, carry on. There's a nice bowling alley in Raymond. Great bar attached, cork and keg. Great food. They get their chicken nuggets straight from McDonald's. Not a word of a lie. Me and Jack were there. We ordered both of our children.
2 of the 3 members of the Never Words Broadcasting Network were there.
We ordered both of our children chicken nuggets, and they were straight up. The bowling alley is right next to a McDonald's. They were McDonald's chicken nuggets.
So was it what, a buck?
We got we got upcharged hard on a 20 piece.
$3 probably.
I don't know. I mean, they bought a 20 piece and gave each kid 10.
Yeah. Well, Tim, whatever works. They don't have a tag on them that says not for resale.
And I'll tell you what, they were good. Jack was all bent out of shape about it, but I was like, I feel like we scored because McDonald's nuggets are delicious, and he's not eating 10 of them.
This is a crown. This is a bell. Aren't they supposed to be shapes? Well, Tim.
No.
Yeah, I think look it up. Each one's supposed to be a shape. I think there's 4 shapes. I think it's like star, bell, crown, and.
Are you talking about the Christmas cookies?
No. They same idea though. Have you side note, have you ever seen The Founder?
No.
Michael Keaton, great actor. Just a phenomenal actor. But it's about the guy
he's really good in the
other guys.
Christmas movie where he's a snowman.
Jack Frost.
Yeah. Saddest movie going.
I didn't expect you to go that way. Anyways, it's about him. He plays the guy that basically stole the McDonald's franchise.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah,
it's with Ryan from The Office. Yeah.
So, Tim, we are going to again go in reverse here. Although there was some major NFL news today, we're still going to stick with the NBA playoffs and the Celtics. But it is, don't look it up. I want to tell you, I want your live reaction. Seriously, don't look it up. I want your live reaction on air.
All right.
So the Celtics have played 4 games against the Hawks, and due to Scott Foster and gang, there will be a game 5 Tuesday night. They rolled, as we mentioned in the last episode, in the first game, won by 13 in the second game. All of a sudden they get to Atlanta, and the X factor of the Celtics, Derek White, has 5 fouls and can barely play. And then game 4, they let the Hawks hang around, but it never seemed like it was out of hand.
I kind of disagree. That was a good win for them. Like the
For the
Hawks
Celtics.
played for the Celtics. Yeah,
Well, I
the
never
Hawks
said that they
played good.
rolled. I'm saying they never. It got down to 5, but I never felt like the Hawks were then going to hit 2 threes, and all of a sudden it was the Hawks were up.
Oh, I was sweating. I was sweating it because they have blown that game all season long.
True, but
Well, not all season long. They blew that game in the second half of the season.
yes, my feeling was when push comes to shove, White, Brogdon, Tatum, and Brown can get to the rim. That's the
And you know
difference
what's
in this
weird
series.
is that was the lineup at the end of the game.
Hey, hey, look at listen. Maybe Joe Mazzulla is one of our 20 listeners, but
Well, he wouldn't have. Nobody responded to my text. He should have called a timeout. But we can talk
I,
more about the game.
I was working and I had to watch a little later. Normally would have been able to watch on time, but we had big problems with a customer. I won't get into nitty gritty, so I
Sure.
just couldn't. But yes, they went on a roll there, and I timed it with where your text came in. And I was like, for sure. The let them play through it when you're 23-5 is cool. The let them play through it when you're like, let's not get back to Boston tied up here.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and be up 3-1.
And they blew like a 15-point lead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
It was
I
the
don't
run
get.
thing again.
And
What?
he had 6 timeouts.
He maybe they were saying, "Don't worry, we got it." But
No, that's crazy. They didn't have it.
if you watch, I've started to notice this. It's actually like kind of crazy, and this shows how good coaching and players are in the NBA. When teams call a timeout from a run, they always get an open shot. They have
Yeah.
specific plays to come out of a run to get someone a shot where they can make that shot. And
Which ends the said run.
exactly. And
even the timeout just slows the momentum.
Right.
Especially when you're away and the crowd is involved. Like
Yeah.
it slows them down. Like, oh, it's a timeout. They're going to go to commercial. All right, maybe 5% of the fans go take a piss, get a beer. It just slows the momentum of everything down. The building was on fire when that run was happening.
Yeah.
And they were just like, yep. And then the Celtics just kept turning it over, and there were dunks, alley-oops, threes, and it was like, what are we doing? You haven't used one of your timeouts yet in this half.
Yeah. And then they weathered it, and I think the biggest reason was Rob Williams was a monster.
Yeah.
He had 15 rebounds, and I mean, I could pull up the exact number, but my guess was 33 blocks.
Yeah, that was probably 33. Tatum too, defensively.
Yeah. It was wild. Tatum's blocks were wild last night.
Because it was that same sequence that we're talking about. And I was watching it and I was like, this is the offense I hate.
Mm-hmm.
And B, this is the Tatum I hate. He took a contested 3, then a 3 with 15 seconds left, missed both, and then and on that 3, he was open, but they picked it, like Jaylen Brown set a screen. Tatum came around it and was open, but Jaylen Brown was wide open underneath the hoop.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't pass it, missed, and then got the ball back and went down. He charged into 4 guys, missed the layup, and complained about a foul. And I was just like, this is the Tatum I hate.
Yeah, he was 4 from 13 from 3, but at the same time, 11 for 12 from the free throw line. So
and he scored, and he won Tatum won the game essentially. Like Brown kept him in it, but Tatum had 14 points in the fourth quarter, or 15.
Yeah, but the Jaylen Brown aggressiveness in that third and fourth beginning of the fourth quarter, where he was just like, there's no human being on this team that can stop me when I get a full head of steam. And back-to-back plays in the fourth quarter, he just got to the hoop and did 2 perfect dump-offs to Rob Williams.
I wrote it right here. The Rob Williams dump-off, dunks, layups that's the, like, outside of his defense, it's just candy.
Yeah,
watching
and he was, let's see, I pulled it up here. Yeah, he had 6 free throw attempts. He had 0 going into that game. He was just overall a monster last night, and this is why, when healthy, they're just a different team. 13 points, 15 rebounds. It only gave him credit for 2 blocks.
But it should have been more.
Even if not
that
actually...
Tatum block where the ball was like, it was a floater. I could not get over it.
Yeah, it was on Trae Young.
And I was pissed too, because I was like, God, I'm so mad at Tatum right now.
Yeah.
I'm so mad at Tatum right now, but Jesus Christ, what a block.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the old Ron Burgundy. My God, do I hate you, but do I respect you? That's what that was.
That offense, or that lineup, I should say, where it's White, Brogdon, Brown, Tatum, Williams, is just, because Williams is fast enough and big enough. Like, yeah, obviously Embiid would give him trouble, but that's it.
It was so athletic. That's the thing, is the least athletic person in that lineup is Brogdon, who just won the 6th man of the year and is an incredible defender. And whatever slight drop in athleticism he has, he is so basketball smart. He gets to the right spot every time.
Yeah. I don't know why it took game 4 of the the first round of the playoffs to play that lineup, but at least they're fucking doing it.
I think they had played it. It just was, there hadn't been like crunch time really. So now,
and Williams was hurt, and Brogdon, I think, was banged up at one point.
And then game 3, White was in foul trouble. He just had to come out of the game.
I just don't know any. You look at any closing 5 left, any closing 5 in the playoffs, like, who is better than that? Like, there's teams that are bigger, but they can't keep, like, Robert Williams can keep up with AD to a point. Like, if you're saying the Lakers, and like Tatum and Brown on LeBron, like, because I'm just picking a big team, because that's a small lineup. Like, they're a bigger team.
Yeah, but you also have to in all of the playoffs left, Ayton, KD, Booker, Chris Paul, and insert 5th guy. That's Chris Paul's small and not a defender, but Ayton and Durant are pretty good. I mean, Ayton.
Yeah, but Tatum
could be better. But I'm just saying, size-wise, those are 2 monsters. Tatum on Durant, I think.
Tatum on Durant, and then I don't think, like,
Williams.
Rob Williams' defense versus Ayton's offense, I would take Williams.
You're getting the benefit of,
because he's not physical,
being able to have Rob Williams come off Ayton if that's a lineup.
Yeah, and I just don't think Ayton's physical. Like, I'd be more worried about Embiid, because Embiid's going to body Williams.
The only true, if healthy, lineup would be Lopez and Giannis.
With Middleton and Drew Holiday. Yeah.
Drew Holiday and Bobby Portis.
Yeah.
I don't think Grayson Allen would get that crunch time. I don't know their rotation by heart, but I'm just saying. But that will lead us right into what we want to talk about next.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. What'd you have before we finish up the Celtics?
We wanted to talk about Trae Young, but before we talked about Trae Young,
go ahead.
Brogdon is just the biggest difference in the team from last year to this year.
I'd say him. Well, yes.
And Derek White.
Well, yes. So I was gonna say both of them, but Brogdon, yes, because he just won the 6th man. I mean, it was shitty. What was it? Friday night, they lost and it was foul trouble. But if
He,
Smart or White, one of those guys gets into foul trouble or is like a little banged up or whatever the reason is just off, you replace them with Brogdon, you're not missing much.
and in the case of Smart, you're gaining.
I think it's an upgrade, and I think that's basically just I don't know. I think he's dinged up, and it's just he had such a year last year that this year was natural. He's going to come down.
So, did you listen to the Bill Simmons podcast?
Yeah.
And like obviously we both watched the game. Marcus Smart was out for that whole point. Like, do you think that was Missoula saying like, listen, this is when the game mattered. We'll put Smart back in just to
I honestly kind of
pad his ego.
I didn't realize it because at the very end of the game, I did notice that it was like
he also rolled his ankle though.
Yeah. I noticed the very end of the game was the starting group we anticipated the whole year. It was Smart, Brown, Tatum, Williams, and Horford.
Yeah.
So it was tough to I don't know. I think,
but that last run in the fourth quarter from like minute 7 to minute 2,
I think they took advantage of knowing they were probably going to put Smart back in. They got to put him in when they were up 12, and it was basically Atlanta was hoisting threes. So I think they took advantage of we're going to play this death lineup right now and then close with Horford and Smart.
Yeah, I just hope it is a foreshadowing that Derek White is going to close. That's all I want.
Yeah. I mean, that's what everyone wants.
And I am at the point where I would take Brogdon. I'd go White, Brogdon, Smart.
Yeah. I mean, I told you my dream lineup is Williams, Brown, Tatum, White, Brogdon. And that happened, and they were nasty.
Yeah. So,
and I feel like Horford against I don't know. I think Horford's still good. I just think he was I don't know, he hasn't been great. He was good in the first 2 games. They just weren't.
I don't think this is a series for him. He can't keep up with the young.
Well, Murray and Young get by. It's nice to have Rob Williams in there to force floaters instead of getting them to the hoop. But I just wrote down Trae Young because the last 2 games, it seems like they're let a little more of his bullshit happen. And it's funny because I feel like when you watch a series, you always gravitate towards not liking someone. There's just a guy that rubs you the wrong way. It's bound to happen. He is up there. There are just non plays. He drives and he dishes it, but his arms go up or his head goes back. And it is just obnoxious. And I'm so glad they stopped calling it like they did in 21 when his team made the Eastern Conference Finals. I think that's how far they went.
Yeah, they did. Because he was getting every call.
Right. And I think
but he was like the leader of that, driving to the open layup, stop, and lay it in, get fouled from behind. He was kind of like the driving force of that. Him and Harden.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Paul too, getting in front of someone and then jumping backwards.
Yeah.
It's just, I think, especially game 5, but you look at his stats yesterday for game 4 and you'd be like, wow, he was on fire. And you're like, no, it's still some of that bullshit. The Celtics were in the bonus with 7 minutes left, or the Hawks were in the bonus with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. It's obnoxious.
And his after the Tatum foul, that's when I was like, God, fucking when he pulls Tatum's arms down.
Yes.
And Tatum, it's whatever. I'm all for a hard foul. All for it. But you put your hand up and you say, yeah, I did that.
Yeah. He said I did.
And then he's on the bench and he's, the cameras are pointing at him. He's making all these faces. And I was just like, God, I fucking hate you. But I wrote it down. I was still kind of scared. Like when he drives and does that lob
Yeah.
that they didn't stop for, I don't know, I would say 2.5 quarters of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It made me feel like Bam last year in the Heat series, where they were
Yeah.
just like, yep, you're not stopping that mid range. The jumper, like right under the free throw line that he kept getting.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't get it. They run the same play. It's a pick. He drives. Horford comes over and he lobs it to Clint Capella or whatever their big man's name is, like,
Yeah.
or he just
Floats it.
does a floater.
Mm.
And I'm like, how are we doing this?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's not good at, like, he is better at that dumbass 35-foot three than just a straight up set 3-point shot wide open.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Tatum took a end of the shot clock, wicked deep three and hit it. And then Trae Young came down and hit a three from the white of the logo. And I was sitting in my living room thinking to myself, he hit the shot, so you can't make this argument. But what a dumb shot.
Yeah.
If you miss that, how do your teammates and your coaches not think, what the fuck is happening? Why would you take that shot when they just hit a shot clock beating three, a desperation shot from Tatum? He wouldn't want to take that shot normally. I just don't, I don't think he's
But
long for Atlanta because it's proven so far that they play better as a team when he's on the bench in these 4 games.
But these past 2 games, when he's good, it's frustrating.
Yeah, but it also coincides with getting some bullshit calls where he's flailing.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you see are we about to move on?
Yeah.
DeJounte Murray suspended game 5.
Did he get suspended? I know I
Yeah.
saw him bump into the ref and say something.
Yeah, suspended.
Got right up in there and
so that's
shoulder
it.
checked him.
That's it. It's over.
Yeah.
They're not winning
No.
tomorrow in Boston without Murray.
No. Which is great because Joel Embiid is 50-50, Doc Rivers said, for game 1.
Saturday.
So Saturday, probably. Jesus. Going with Fisher Cats, Tim.
You're a busy guy.
God damn.
Probably
Anyways.
3:30. Probably 3:30.
So Embiid and Giannis right now are both banged up. Which my question to you is, starting to get a little excited?
Oh, 100%.
You getting a little excited about that road in the East?
Yeah. And just the car crash that is the Western playoffs. I'm like, I watched the first half of the Nuggets and I was like, they're not. And I like the Nuggets, but they're not that good.
Well, their advantage is playing in Denver.
Yeah, but yeah, that altitude.
That's when a real thing. You've never been to Denver.
Yeah, but you're inside.
What?
You're inside. They got air blowing. It's not the same.
It's not pressurized.
Yeah, sure it is. You've never been inside the stadium.
I've been inside buildings in Denver and they're not pressurized.
Not the basketball stadium.
Tim, you're kidding, right?
I don't know.
Is this a bit?
Listen, I've been up in high altitudes. I don't think it's that big a deal.
Your eyes are cut off. Come on, we're still on YouTube.
Oh, Jesus. But I'm just not scared of any team in the West. Huh. Like after watching them, when Jokic is off the floor, they are terrible.
That's true.
And with Giannis and Embiid hurt, I'm not saying do this, but if Cornette gets in there and throws a couple elbows in the lower back of Embiid in game 2, I'm not against it.
Tim, they need you at the end of the bench. Special advisor to the elbow.
I'm just saying. I'm liking what's happening.
One thing you do have to think of, depending on how dinged up Giannis is, depending on how things shake out,
The
would
Bucks
you?
still have to beat the Heat.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm getting at. Wouldn't you kind of not love a matchup against the Knicks?
I was talking about this at work. I don't want to play the Knicks or the Cavs. The
Well,
Cavs don't look great right now, but the Cavs play the Celtics well,
yeah. I
and
mean,
the
the
Knicks
Cavs
play
are,
the Celtics well.
I think the Knicks are probably going to win this, one of the next three. It just would be surprising if they didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know, they're just kind of built like the Celtics. They don't have like a huge tall guy like Giannis or Embiid who are going to try and get to the hoop and score all their points. I think if in a case with Embiid next round, he might average 38 points a game because they're going to say, all right, Maxey, all right, dinged up James Harden, let's see it.
Yeah.
So the Knicks are a team I'm like, oh God, I don't know. That would not be an enjoyable series to watch.
No, and it would be an ugly, they're rough, which I
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Plus, oh
but
man, hectic fans. It would actually be like a cool
it'd be a
atmosphere
cool.
series, but and it's Boston, New York, bro.
So it would be, that's, they can only see them in the conference finals. So,
Yeah, they're gonna play Philly in the next round.
yeah, I mean, you got to get through Philly, the Embiid injury, but the one thing that you could look at if the Celtics do make it to the championship and win, the story has already started. Embiid was hurt, Giannis was hurt. Like,
For all
yeah,
you non-YouTube watchers, I'm playing the world's smallest fiddle.
you know what? I don't care about any of that. You play the team you play.
Do you think Hakeem Olajuwon and Kenny Anderson and Clyde Drexler and the Rockets of 1994-95 want to hear that Michael Jordan was playing baseball? Actually, he did play in the playoffs in 95. But no, they don't care. They won back-to-back championships.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, Tim, we're not going to take a break because we're still searching for that next sponsor. So we're going to
What
dive.
about room temp meats? Have you talked to him?
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to get off the ground. I don't know what their business plan looks like. I don't know if they have any money for sponsorships.
It's coming up.
Stop looking at your phone. I want to say
I'm
that
not going to look up any. I don't even know where to look for that.
before we get to the Patriots in the
Okay.
draft, Rodgers went to the Jets.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, it happened today. Aaron Rodgers traded to the Jets. It happened. Shefty tweeted it. So
When?
this afternoon. Hold on. I'm looking it up.
I mean, I haven't looked at my phone in hours.
Schefter. All right, let's see. Blue check mark, that's him. We have Aaron Rodgers, breaking news. The Jets get Aaron Rodgers, the number 15 pick,
Jesus
and
Christ.
a 2023 fifth round pick. And the Packers get the 13th pick, a 2023 second round pick, and sixth round pick, a conditional 2024 second round pick that becomes a first if Rodgers plays 65% of the games.
That's a bad trade for the Packers.
Yeah.
What?
What it will end up being 2 first rounders. I guess he's 40, but yeah.
What do you mean? It's a terrible. Why'd they give him the 15th pick?
I don't know. I don't know why you had to trade swap first rounders this year if you were giving them your franchise quarterback.
Wow, that's a bad trade.
Well, the Bills are probably still the best team in the division.
I don't know. Tom,
don't
the
know.
Jets were good last year until Breece Hall got hurt, and they didn't have a fucking quarterback.
So they
They have a
weren't
good
good.
defense. They have a good defense.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Now they have Aaron Rodgers. They have decent wide receivers. Like, yeah, the Bills are still the best team, but they're the second best team. They just moved ahead of the Dolphins significantly, in my opinion.
What about the Patriots?
They are the fourth best team.
You think fourth? You think the Dolphins are better?
No, because Mushbrain is just not going to be able
Oh,
to.
jeez.
He's not going to be able to get it up.
Tim, pulling no punches.
I mean, come on. He
Spike
should.
kombucha. No, he should retire. He
He should
should.
retire.
Did you hear what he said recently? And it's like kind of like your priorities are not right. He said, "I'm playing for my son so he can have memories of me playing." To what I would say, I
You're
bet
not going to have him.
he would rather have memories of a nice long life with you.
Or he would rather have you have a memory.
Right. Which is probably, slipping at this point. So that was the news, Tim. Also just saw Brian Burns broke his ankle and is having surgery. So maybe Bill Belichick can get him off the old injured scrap heap. They don't need an edge rusher, but he's good.
Wow. I can't. How did I not see that? I mean, I didn't look at my phone.
Well, I'll tell you,
like,
the Never Words Tim is following Adam Schefter. I don't know how you missed it.
I haven't been on Twitter in months.
Tim, this is the time Twitter needs you.
Wow. That was breaking news.
Yeah, that was live. How do you feel?
I'm a tad rattled that the Packers threw in their first round pick. I just don't get it.
I'm gonna need someone to explain that to me.
And like the conditional pick, I don't understand. 65% of the games, like he's gonna play 10 games. Is it this season?
Yeah. No, the pick will be next year.
No, but I'm saying he has to play 10 games this season, and they get the Packers first round pick. Or the Packers get the Jets first round pick?
65% of the plays, Tim. The plays. I still think he's going to. I don't know.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. I mean, 65% of the offensive snaps.
He's going to get that.
Tim,
He's the starting quarterback.
Tim, I didn't make this trade. I don't know if that's for this year or for his time in New York,
that's
but I'm
conditional.
sure it's just this year.
So that
it will be a second round pick regardless.
Yeah, but it's a first round pick. He's going to play that.
Yeah.
But I guess that is the Packers betting on the Jets just not being good.
Yeah, or you're just like, fuck it. Even if they make the playoffs, we have a second first round pick. You can get someone 20 something.
Yeah, true.
I mean, that's not
the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft are like real. It's not NBA, but
well,
it's still
I don't know if you knew this. Best player ever was taken in the 6th round.
I heard that.
Oh,
I did. That's a bad trade. I don't. I mean, I guess Rodgers had him bent over a barrel. He just was like, I'm playing for the Jets, so whatever. But that's why I don't get why the Packers didn't get more. Listen, he says he's playing for you. If not, who gives a fuck? He won't play for us. He won't play for you. He'll just sit on the bench.
I don't know. Who knows, Tim? But now the Packers don't have
no players. They couldn't even get a single player.
Nope, it's all picks.
Wow.
I'm with you. I don't know why you had to give up number 15. If they had 13 and 15 in this draft, you'd be like, okay. But not even, that took the excitement out of the real NFL segment was us just looking at mock drafts.
I didn't take the excitement out. We're fired up here.
I got 4 I want to talk about, and then I don't know if you looked at any, but here we go, Tim.
I got a different thing for you first.
Oh, Okay.
You're not ready for this.
Okay. Oh, good. That's when I'm at my best.
All right. So we're gonna draft the top 3 people each. You can double draft. We'd want them to draft in the first round. Did that make sense?
So just say our top 3 who we want them to take in the
Yeah.
3. I'm not deep on drafts. Like I don't know who's good in the second and third round.
No. With the number 14 pick.
Oh, okay.
So first round only with the number 14th pick. I'll go first.
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Smith Najigba if he falls.
Now this is realistic or who we want him to take.
Obviously, it has to be semi-realistic. Like you can't say Bryce Young. You can't say Will Anderson.
Well, I
I
would
will
say
allow that. Is it Jalen Carter?
no, I'm going to say Paris Johnson.
Oh, interesting. I just think I don't, they haven't had a good wide. They haven't picked a good wide receiver ever outside of Troy Brown, Deion Branch, Chad Jackson, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I just think like he's gonna be good, and they just need a good wide receiver. But number 2, I because I don't think. Well, I do think Paris Johnson will be there, but I'm going Broderick Jones.
All right. Well, here I'd say Smith and Jigba.
All right. No, I had Paris Johnson at 3, or Darnell Wright.
Yeah, I mean, I'd at this point just say Broderick Jones because we've both established it has to be a game-breaking wide receiver or a tackle. That's it. That's
A lot of. Well, I guess we're gonna do the mocks, so we can talk about it then.
yeah. So Danny Kelly of the Ringer has Broderick Jones
Yep.
as the pick, which I saw that today and I was like, oh, please God, yes. And then I go over to ESPN and let me see, this is Matt Miller? Yeah, Matt Miller.
Did you only do first rounds?
Yeah,
Okay.
he has Paris Johnson going to the Patriots. So I think everyone's kind of on the same page here. PFF has Darnell Wright.
Yeah, so does Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, and then Football Outsiders, which I enjoy their DVOA and their stats, says Brian Branch, defensive back, Alabama, which if he takes up Nick Saban defensive back, I
don't know.
I can't do it.
Or even if he any defensive back, they're talking about that kid from Oregon or Tennessee. Like, no.
Yeah, just come on. Everyone knows.
And for God's sakes, just don't trade out of it. I'm ready to be disappointed on Thursday. I'm ready. I'm gonna drink some hard kombuchas. I'm gonna be pissed that they're picking at fucking 10-15.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna come across the thing the Patriots have traded down, or they drafted somebody from Canada that was like really good
At hockey.
at hockey.
Buddy the
And
Goon.
I'm just ready to be disappointed. And all these tackles will be up there.
Yeah.
Skornansky will fall, or however you say his name. He's gonna fall. All 4 of them. All 4 are gonna fall.
Oh, God.
And Smith Najigba is gonna fall, and they're gonna trade out of the pick. And I don't know. We might need a new TV. I might throw my remote through the TV.
Instead of doing that, just give it to me, and I'll give you mine.
It is just
Actually, yours would just be too big in my living room.
Hey,
10 more inches? I can't handle 10 more inches.
Just a couple things. The Mass Live, which I mean, I don't even know where they're getting their information from. They're taking an edge, defensive end.
Who?
Miles Murphy.
Miles Murphy. Let's see where.
I think he went to West Virginia. At 14.
Mm-hmm.
Sports Illustrated has the number 2 second round pick being a tight end. They don't need a fucking tight end.
Yeah. They have their pass catching tight end. They have 2 of them.
Two
They
of
have
them.
2 white pass catching tight ends. Bill Belichick has what he wants.
Yeah. I'm so scared for Thursday. I just am.
No, I get it, but I just get the tackle. Just get a tackle. There's 4 tackles aren't going to go in the first 13 picks. It's just not going to happen. If it
Oh, because
happens,
4 quarterbacks are going.
If it happens, Tim will jump off the jetty Friday morning and we'll film it at Hampton Beach.
Head first. And I'm looking for a rock.
Don't worry though, he's got those kombuchas flowing through him. He's all what is it? What's in there? It's
Fermented fruit.
Yeah, so it's just bacteria. Good stuff though.
Yeah, good bacteria.
Actually, it must be good. Allie's drinking it. She's drank a couple of them and she's pregnant, so it's good.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I'm ready.
this is the ultimate waiting game. There's no we have no insiders. We have no insights.
No.
We're just 2 guys sitting here in
praying they draft a tackle
in our basement in our office, and we're just hoping that they get someone to protect middle of the road quarterback.
They draft one of these tackles. They're the number 2 team in the East.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, he'll be back on board. All right, Tim. That's all we got for football. Again, next week's going to be a wild episode. We are going to have possibly game 1 of the Eastern Conference semis and the draft recap because all 7 rounds will have happened. So why don't you tell the people what we got for a food list today?
We're doing something just to make everybody feel a little more comfortable. We're going to do summer desserts. That's coming up. Once I find my page. But, you just need to get your mind out of the fact that they're going to trade out of the 14th pick. And you just gotta get over it. So let's think of something positive. We got the summer coming.
Do you think we can license Clint Black? Summer's cousin coming for this segment right now?
Yep. I know him.
Honestly, we have no money at stake. What's
the worst? They're going to sue us? Bring it.
Okay.
I have an attorney.
I do too. Same one.
I'm not happy with my 5th pick.
Tim, why do you always start out like this? Yes, you are.
But I went fruit salad with homemade whipped cream.
Oh.
A little light.
Okay. What is this? Are you having breakfast? Jesus.
No, but come on. You throw whipped cream on anything, it's delicious.
Yeah, I mean, I'd eat it. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to keep going because you're not going to expand on it. There's not much to expand. I wrote, actually kind of close to the same vein, mom strawberry, blueberry, whipped cream, trifle. I think it's a trifle.
Jesus Christ. So you gave me shit. She throws a little shortcake in there. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's great.
It is nice. I'm not a blueberry fan anymore due to the fact that I'm allergic.
You're not allergic to blueberries. I've seen you watch you sip blueberry.
Yeah. I'm not, the alcohol kills the blueberries. So
that's so full of shit.
I don't know, man. It happened one time.
No blueberry in your fruit salad? No, it didn't. It happened from drinking Zapat. What is it? Los Generales?
This was a different time. I was eating a blueberry yogurt. Boom, rash. I was also taking a handful of pills. One of those vitamin packs.
Okay. Yeah, and it's the blueberries. You never had it before. You haven't had it since. And you stopped taking the vitamin pack. So
I haven't eaten a blueberry yogurt since either.
Let's try. Let's try an experiment. Kate has an EpiPen. Griff needs an EpiPen, so you have one on hand.
It's outdated. We learned that today.
Tim, you want to know something? That's bullshit.
They don't go bad.
They don't go bad.
Are you willing to risk that?
I'm
He's also probably not allergic to eggs. He ate moose
listen,
today, and I guess that's eggs and whipped
moose?
cream. Yeah.
Oh, not the animal.
No.
Oh, well,
He
that's
ate
less
peanut butter
exciting.
mousse at dinner.
Okay, that sounds good. I'd like to try some of that. All right, what do you got next?
Brownie Sunday. It's just the
Yeah,
balls.
that's not on my list, but I'll eat. I'm probably gonna eat one this summer. Why?
It's
Because
just
I'm gonna be home and losing with a lot of lack of sleep.
I'm just saying that bite where the ice cream's melted, hot fudge. I
Hmm.
mean, a little
Warm
whipped cream in
brownie.
there.
You like your
Yeah.
you like your brownie warm?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you
I'm
do.
not a pig.
Yeah, you do.
I
All
mean,
right.
they're just so fucking good.
So I
Nobody's
agree.
ever been mad after a brownie sundae.
No, assholes. Assholes have.
Um, I don't have time for them.
So my next thing is this has come about in my life last couple years. You probably couldn't eat it.
Another blueberry pie.
No. It's a zucchini blueberry muffin. Allie
You
makes
gave
them.
me shit about fruit salad. You're putting a muffin? Is this summer? What makes it summer?
We go to Berry Good Farm here in Goffstown and get fresh blueberries.
Shout out.
This is like June,
We should
early
get more
June.
local people to sponsor us.
I thought about it.
I'm gonna talk to Carriage Town next time I go.
Okay. Do they
I go
understand
there.
they have to give us money? You've given
They'll,
them plenty of money.
maybe they'll give us like $10 a month.
Okay. I'd take that.
Me
It's more
too.
than we've made. Um, maybe they go in and they use the promo code Never Wears, and they get a little off their meal.
And the
Anyways,
prices are already too good to beat.
but anyways, it's a zucchini from our garden. You grind it up, and then you make muffins, and they're your little poppers. That's what she has, a little muffin tin, and they're little poppers. Pop,
I love mini
pop.
muffin everything. Anything that's mini, it's just kind of better.
Because you eat 6 of them, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I ate a muffin.
Yeah. I love
It's
anything
so
mini.
good. Tim, let me tell you right now, those couple 2 Tritos with an iced coffee in the morning, forget about it. Now you're having a day.
Now that sounds like you're eating breakfast. And this is a dessert list.
Yeah, but I'll also eat them after I have dinner.
All right, I'm just saying you said you were gonna have coffee.
Yeah, I usually drink my coffee after I have breakfast, so it's like a dessert breakfast.
Okay.
Breakfast
I'd like to
dessert.
try one.
You'd like to
Hope
try one?
yeah.
Oh,
Never heard
okay.
of
Oh, all of a
never
sudden you can eat, folks. Now he can eat blueberries.
no, I can eat raw blueberries. Everybody knows that.
I hate you. Okay, go. What's
Cake
your
stuff.
third?
Cake stuff.
Cake stuff. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's just
For
nothing's hiding.
those
Nothing
for,
is hiding.
for those who don't
Everybody's
know
eating cake stuff.
I think that is a trifle. I think that's what it is with the chocolate cake and the pudding and the I think that's
M&M's.
a I think that's
Cool
a
Whip.
I think that's the Oxford name for it, is trifle. Oxford Dictionary.
Yeah. Well, I live in the Urban Dictionary. Look up cake stuff. It's a picture of mom and that weird plastic thing she used to make it in.
Yep. And behind her, a pan of chop suey that needs to be cleaned.
Soaking. It's just been
Yeah,
soaking.
I'm just gonna soak it.
The
Or
stewed tomatoes are
or
just
Tim
everywhere.
comes out with some teeth from here to Hampton Beach, and he's like, "Mom, I want a video game. I'll do the dishes for 2 weeks."
Yeah, but then I'd look at that chop suey pan and be like,
And
I
so
don't even
like,
know, mom.
I don't want the game. I
I
don't
might
need the
need
game.
2 games. I might need a PS3. How long's that tomato been there?
Is that from last week? All right. My next thing is similar to my first, and it is just give me some sort of peach baked something and slap some ice cream on it. I don't care if it's a cobbler. I don't care if it's a crisp. I don't care if it's just a pie.
A roll up.
Like a turnover?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm saying if you combine sugar, peach, ice cream. I'm
Warm.
there. Warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
Tim,
fuck with that. I've never had it.
I'm not a communist. Fuck.
I've never had it. But I love peaches.
Mm-hmm.
I love ice cream. And
Here we go.
obviously I love it anything baked.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Number 2, I just want ice cream.
Okay. Solid.
Top 2 flavors. Number 1, chocolate. Number 2, soft serve twist. That's it. I'm not getting anything else.
So you mean like an ice cream cone? Because like we did the ice cream debate.
I would, if I was gonna get chocolate, I'd get it in a cup.
Oh, okay, sure.
If I'm doing a soft serve,
But
I'll
you
get a
mean like
cone.
you're going to an
And it's
establishment?
an ice cream. Yeah, you're in an ice cream
You're
stand.
getting eaten alive, but you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
All right, my number 2 is strawberry shortcake.
I knew you were gonna have that on there.
Yeah, that's you know me. It's so fucking good. It's so good. Mom used to make homemade whipped cream, Tim.
I'm interested to know what your number 1 is, but I'm excited. But I think I
Okay.
know what it is.
Okay. Well, before I say it, I'll let you guess. But give me your number 1. When you macerate the strawberries, where you just basically dump sugar on them and let them get juicy.
Yeah, I think that's how you make wine.
No, I think
Yeah.
yeast is involved.
Yeah, but it's something in that process. You're fermenting. You're fermenting.
George made toilet wine once, and we drank it in Aunt Salem apartment. And we were like, yeah, this is good. It tastes like juice. And it took forever for the food to get there. And then when we stood up to get the food, we almost fell over.
He probably used sugar.
Well, he's an engineer. All right, what's your number 1?
S'mores.
S'mores. Not on my list. I kind of.
That's why I'm confused.
Yeah.
It's just everything.
Yeah, I've had s'mores.
And the new recent, I don't know when this started happening, where you put the peanut butter cup in there.
Tim,
Game changer.
Tim, you introduced me to this woman that told us about it. I married
Just
her.
saying.
Why do you think I married
for
her?
good reason. For good reason.
Jeez.
Anybody that does that,
we go to a fire, a whatever, a party, a cookout. She shows up with Reese's. Says, put that on your s'more.
Yeah.
And eat it.
Yeah.
So, folks, if you haven't been doing this,
s'more everything. That s'more pie I used to make in Clinton slaps.
Yeah, maybe it's gonna show up at your Memorial Day party.
Maybe.
All right, Tim. My number 1 is a classic ice cream cone.
It's got to be.
I mean,
I don't know what else you had on your list.
So
possible.
As you were saying, your top 2 flavors are chocolate and a twist. Mine, obviously, chocolate peanut butter is going to trump everything. My recent number 2 is a s'more, like a fireside s'more flavored. Now, know what I like? I don't know if you've experienced this. I think I talked about this in the ice cream episode. I had one that was like a graham cracker flavored ice cream.
I remember you saying that.
That was nice.
I don't like s'more flavored ice cream.
Tim, that's probably the biggest revelation we've ever had